is. All right, the 1,200-mile service was done. One of the most painless service visits ever. Coming from Alfa Romeo, I had nothing but anxiety and stress over this, and it's done. Less than 2 hours. Absolutely great. You cannot compare the operations of BMW to Alfa Romeo. So let's get back in and we'll go for a ride. All right, guys, I'm just going to give you guys an ownership update. It's been 3 months since I owned the BMW G80 M3 manual transmission. And as you can tell, I'm having a hell of a lot of fun driving it. So I started out this video last month. I wanted to show you guys a little bit about the 1,200-mile service. And I'm going to tell you, it was an absolute incredible, painless experience. I mean, I was so impressed by the operation of Ray Cattina BMW in New York that I left a message to the manager that I want to shoot a video, and hopefully maybe you guys, if you guys want to see a proper service operation, post it in the comments below or send me a message. I would love to show you the operation on how systematically everything is done so good. So everything went well, and another thing I want to show you too is it was really cool. The technician that worked on this car to do the service, they shot a full video of the undercarriage, and I'm going to throw it in the video right now just so you guys can check it out. It's really cool. And I was just shocked when I got back to my office and I got an email and it says, hey, here's a video of your car being serviced. I was like, this is so cool. And then when we went into the shop, the tech was really cool. He had an E92 M3. We started talking cars. He was showing me how to change and fill the diff fluid, the transmission fluid, where the oil filter was, because I told him I work on cars. And he was like super cool. And you don't really get that today. You know, from 5 years of dealing with Alfa Romeo and the torture that I was put up with, this was an absolute amazing experience. So I want to put that video in this video right now just to show you guys what they did. And I'm going to pull over. I'm going to discuss a couple of things that I dislike about this car. But overall, I'm going to give you some updated feedback for anybody that either owns one or shopping for one, or maybe you have an Alfa Romeo and you're tired of it as well. This is a really good car, and I'm going to emphasize on a lot of specific things about it in this video, so stay tuned, and I'm going to pull over in a couple of minutes. We'll talk some more about the updated ownership of the 2023 G80 M3 BMW. So I'll see you guys in a little bit.
My name is Angel. I'm the technician. I'll be working on a beautiful G80 today. So upon visual inspection, I see your rear tires are in good shape. There's plenty of wear life on the tires. Rear tires and rear brakes, all suspension components in the rear are measuring in the green on a green yellow red scale. Nothing stands out here. The differential is in great condition, no leaks, anything of that nature. As you work away to the front of the vehicle, we see that we have greenless exhaust. Gives it a nice tone to the vehicle. Front suspension components, front brakes, and tires all measuring in the green on a green yellow red scale. Everything on this vehicle is really good. Underneath, as you come around, this is finished off in a beautiful Isle of Man green. Can't forget about the manual transmission. Gonna finish up the services and send the car your way without getting washed. Thank you for bringing your car to Ray Cattina BMW.
All right, guys, just pulled over. So I'm going to talk about things that I love about the car and things that I hate about the car. So while I'm still in the interior, two things I want to talk about. Number one are aesthetics. I don't love the aesthetic of this particular screen. It just looks like it was thrown onto the top of the dash, and it just bothers me. The functionality is incredible. The tech is incredible. It's fast. There's no issues with lag. It just works absolutely awesome. I love everything about it. Another thing, too, the way the screen is put up on there, in this little groove, you can't get your finger in there, you get a hell of a lot of dust gets collected behind there. So you got to use a soft natural hair detail brush and kind of brush that out several times a week. It's not a huge deal, but I just don't love, like I said, the looks of the gauges and the way this was integrated on. Other than that, the rest of the interior I absolutely love the sport seats, and I'm going to crawl out and we'll talk more about that right now. Oh, okay. So the seats are still a pain in the ass to get in and out. Not a big deal, because I think the visual aesthetic and how well these seats support you are well worth the effort of crawling out of the seat. Now, if you look at it here, I mean, it's pretty aggressive, but it's definitely cool looking. And these are actually got power adjustment, and these bolsters could suck you in and out as far as grabbing your thoracic spine. Excellent seats. These are absolutely superb. I have zero back pain, zero pelvic pain, zero issues using the clutch every day. Absolutely love them. Now, this part of the seat is going to get trashed. You can see it there. It gets very dirty over here from me crawling out of it, and also all around here. So what I do every week, I just take some leather cleaner, usually like Sonax, with my brush, and I go and I clean it just to maintain the seats. A lot of people are complaining about the leather getting stretched out, but that's just the design of the seats. I do custom upholstery, and I'm going to let you know, the way this leather is going in this direction, it's not being pulled tight enough in that direction based on the design. So that's just something you're going to have to live with, and there's really not much you're going to do about that. The bolsters have no wear. There's no dirtiness or wear over here. So it seems that the only issue that's making contact with your denim jeans and leather jackets is this area and this area. Not a big deal. Also, I did a custom-made Alcantara steering wheel. Like I said, I do custom upholstery, and I mention this stuff on my website. If anybody wants one, just contact me and send me a core. Also, you saw the video. I did the Billet Works custom Alcantara knob. Absolutely love this. It makes the shifting so much better for my hands and feels way better than the OEM knob. Another thing, too, I want to talk about, it's very important, that's great about the car, is storage. Look, we just got the little storage cubby there. We have a really good storage cubby there. We got good storage in the doors. Also, based on the size of the car, I don't carry any rear passengers, but I carry a lot of car parts, boxes, and equipment every day. So I don't really need a car this big, but to be honest with you, I fold the seats down, and I'm using this to do more runs to vendors and deliveries than I'm using my Stelvio now, just because there's so much room. So when you fold these seats down, and I put stuff in the front, here, and in the back, I could get like 25 boxes of Autofanatic car care. I could put 4 tires in this car. I could put a full exhaust system in this car. You name it, it's pretty much been tossed around in this car, and I daily drive it. I don't know too many people that have these M3s that are kind of using it the way I am, loading around car parts and doing all this stuff with it every day, but this is my daily driver, and that's pretty much how I'm using it. Another thing I want to talk about too, I mentioned in my first video on this car, I was a little upset that this wasn't orange, but now that I've lived with the car for 3 months, I actually prefer that it's not orange, okay? I like the fact that everything is all black, it's very modern in design, and it just has the orange accents on the seats. I personally prefer it better, and if I was gonna be to spec the car, if this was a custom spec, this is exactly how I would do it from the get-go. So the way this car happened, like I said, this was just available, and it just caught my attention. The deal made sense, and I absolutely love the color combination and the specification. And of course, the manual transmission was really what set it over the top, is because that's just what I wanted for a new daily driver. I wanted to drive manual, and I kind of missed it. Carbon back seats are in perfect shape. Very easy. You just take a microfiber cloth and kind of clean them. But other than that, the interior in the car is comfortable. Ergonomics are great. There's no issues with that. The build quality of this car is absolutely superb. The fit, the finish, the paint, the panel gaps, absolutely superb all the way around. So we'll talk some more about the things I love and a couple of things that I hate. But to be honest with you, there's more things that I love and not too many things that I hate, aside from the aesthetic of that, you know, goofy screen of this iDrive 8. I just don't love the look of it. I just think Mercedes-Benz does such a better job on how they integrated it, and they built it into the dash, like on the new S-Class, the C-Class, and the E-Class. They just do a better job, and I think BMW definitely cut corners on that as far as integrating it. They could have done a better job because the functionality is great, and also they could have done a better job on programming nicer graphics or giving the user an opportunity to change the display to like round gauges or, you know, just better gauges. I just don't love the gauge display on that. All right, so now we were talking about storage. Let me just pop the trunk and I'll show you guys storage. And like I said, the car's, the trunk's not clean. This is how I use the car. I got my jacket, I got tape, I got a dolly, got my work gloves. Definitely recommend the safety seal kit in any one of your cars, and also a first aid kit. I got boxes, rubber gloves, I got a cart. So this is how I use it, and I definitely recommend anybody that's got any of these cars and using it the way I am, definitely get a WeatherTech trunk liner so you don't trash the factory carpeted. But once you fold the seats down, you have so much cubic volume of space to load up boxes, parts, equipment, you want to do shopping for groceries, whatever. This car has plenty of storage. That's one thing about the Alfa Romeo Giulia. It's a little tight inside, but to be honest with you, I didn't mind that because I actually prefer a smaller car. So you look at the back, the rear diffuser, I actually still love the fact that it's got the gloss black and the carbon. Those are the Remus black chrome. These are exclusive from the distributor that I'm getting these exhaust systems from. FYI, I'll be doing a full exhaust on this, an exhaust video soon on the full Remus exhaust. This is the one that you can't get in the United States because it deletes the secondary cats and it's not EPA compliant. But I have it on my car, and we're going to be doing a full drive-by, startup, and rev video just so you guys can see it. And I think it's one of the best sounding exhaust systems you're going to get for the G80 platform. Love the color. I mean, everywhere I go with this car, I get compliments, and it's really funny. The compliments that I'm getting, I don't know if this is just weird or just where I live, but I'm getting compliments from old people. When I mean old people, I'm talking like in their 80s. I had a lady, little old lady came up to me the other day at a grocery store. She's like, hey, she's like, did you get a special deal on that car because of the color? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, that's the perfect car to keep in a parking lot, and you never have an issue losing it. And I says, that's exactly why I bought it. She was really cute. And then I was coming out of my office the other day, and an old guy comes up to me, he goes, wow, he goes, you must really be Irish. I said to him, I says, no. He says, why are you saying that? He goes, because that's a real Irish car. I says, it's a German car. He says, it's just a green car. But he was actually really funny. So I'm getting like very, very funny compliments from old people on this car everywhere I go in New York. I don't know what the hell it is, but the color is super attractive. Even when I go to certain parks, I'm trying to shoot some content, everybody comes over and they want to talk about the car, even police officers and county cops, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's a different color. I've never owned a green car in my life. So this was like a huge, huge step forward, going with, of course, a controversial design car, especially by the nose, and going with a green car with orange seats. I mean, I've never, ever in my life think I would have ever done that before. Maybe if it was like an Aston Martin or something like real funky like that. But other than that, I also think these cars are naked without a front lip. You have to put a front lip on these cars. You have to lower the front. I'm playing around with the grill. I'll talk more about that in the near future. I have a Vorsteiner grill that I modified with some mesh, and I haven't put it on the car yet because I've been so damn busy. I also worked on the design of a new grill that I want to manufacture. We 3D printed it. I pulled the bumper off. I go to put it into the bumper to do a test fit, and of course it cracked in a million pieces. So now we're back to square one, trying to get a new company to 3D print it out of a better material that could actually handle me pushing and snapping it into the polyurethane bumper. But other than that, the car is awesome. The one thing is, it's a little bit bigger than I like. This is like a size of, like I said, an older 5 Series. The M3 is really like the size of a new M2. Also, people brake squeal. Remember we were talking about brake squeal in my other videos? All I did on this, which is actually really great, this car was designed to be maintained and DIY'd and worked on. Instead of having long 14mm bolts that go through the caliper into the stud that are a one-time use only with Loctite, this has captive studs with nuts. You undo the nuts, slide the caliper back, pull the pads out, clean up the pads, put the anti-seize paste, lube everything up and put it back. It takes you 10 minutes per side. I haven't had brake squeal in like over 1,200 miles right now, so everything's been good to go. Something that I noticed, which is really weird on this car, like my Alfa Romeo, that was designed, it was all done in the wind tunnel, for Ferrari Formula 1 wind tunnel. So on this car, based on this weird shape, we got some air inducts going here for the brakes, you got air inducts going here, but this is not functional. This really annoys me because this is functional on the GT350R that I have. It's just not functional here. I don't know why they did that. But the weirdest thing ever that I noticed, I guess you could put this in a category of things that I hate. The bottom of the car, the whole rocker panel, all the way up to this rear arch, all the way up to here gets filthy. I mean, you could probably see that there. I just washed the car about 45 minutes ago. Look at all the dust that accumulates on the back of this car. It's the way the air is going around the shape. If you look at it carefully, see the way the body line is sculpted and it kind of goes up. So they must have designed this possibly in a wind tunnel where the wind and the air is going like this and it's dragging all the crap from the floor and it's throwing it onto the bottom of the car. So that's just one of the things that a little bit annoys me, is it's a little hard. It's been hard to keep the car clean, not only because the wheels get filthy, but I do the wheels quickly. I just use the Autofanatic wheel cleaner. I shoot videos on my channel or Instagram. I just do like a couple of times a week. I blast the wheels with the foam cannon, and I use the turbo nozzle. I rinse them off quick, blow dry to hit the road. Once a week, I'll do a full wash where I'll go in there with the brushes and I'll kind of go crazy doing a better detail. But just for maintenance, I just zap them, turbo nozzle, and I'm hit the road. But other than that, the car's been great. It's got plenty of power. Suspension is great. The brakes are great. The ride quality is great. The storage capacity is great of the whole car. I mean, it's actually got more than what I personally need. But another thing, we'll talk about it. If you guys saw my video, the last video I posted, gotta hit it twice to get the hood open, is I did the Sprint filters, the air intake filters. This is another thing I want to talk about. The car is so easy to work on. So if you want to take this out, you don't have to take the braces out. If you want to do your oil change, you get your filter in the back, which is right back there. You can just reach over and get it. You just have to move this little guy over, which is very, very simple. Below the front subframe, there is a little plastic round access hole. You pop that out, and that's how you drain the oil from the engine. The car, I can't even believe it, how easy this car is to work on. I did the full exhaust in this car by myself. I was actually waiting for my friend Jerry to come over and help me because I thought I was going to need a lot of help. I got the original exhaust, which is one whole piece. It weighed like freaking 150 pounds. I got it off the car, and I got the Remus exhaust in the car in 1 hour by myself. That's how easy it is. There was no panels to remove. There was no modifications. It is just such an easy car to modify and DIY and work on. And that's one of the things that I really, really love about it. I think the engineers, when they design this car, they really know that owners are going to be modding it because the aftermarket is freaking huge in this car. Now, we'll talk about cars in consideration. Now, I had the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. I still think it's one of the greatest sports sedans ever created in the world. I love that car. My car happened to be a lemon. It suffered some water damage and it became like a flood car. It became very unreliable, very unsafe. And that's why I ended up getting rid of it, because I almost got killed in that car. But other than that, like if we had these cars back to back, the Giulia doesn't really compare to this in price and in size. Okay, this car's a lot bigger. Not exactly weight. So this weighs about 3,840 pounds. My Giulia was about 37 something, and because the earlier cars were lighter than the newer cars. So 3,840 is not bad. Believe it or not, the Maserati MC20 carbon fiber supercar weighs more than this car, which I don't understand why, but it just does. But if you want to talk about smaller, compact size sports sedans, we have the Cadillac CT4V Blackwing. We have the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. This doesn't really fit in that category, but we'll throw it in there anyway. So theoretically, if I had a choice, the second choice would be the Cadillac CT4 Blackwing. I think that's a freaking incredible car. Transmission is definitely better than the BMW transmission, and the steering and front end is definitely better than the BMW. The thing is, there's no aftermarket support really for the Cadillac versus what's available for BMW. There's just an abundance, thousands and thousands of vendors and sources to buy parts for these cars. And that's another thing that I wanted. I didn't want to have a car where there was just nothing really available. I wanted some support. I also wanted dealer support. There's not a lot of Cadillac dealers. You're not going to get the loaner car. You're going to get an enterprise car. So that's really why, even though I drove it and I was really close to doing the Cadillac a number of months ago, I picked up the Giulia from service in September, and I got 3 miles from the dealership, and I broke down on I-95 and almost got rear-ended by an 18-wheeler, almost got killed. After I got the car towed, I took my other car, I drove up to the Cadillac dealer, I drove the CT4V Blackwing, and I was really close to doing the deal on it, but my car was still broken at the shop, so I couldn't even talk about doing a trade. But that car is incredible. The only thing is I don't love the sound of the engine, and I don't love the styling, and I think the Cadillac brand just doesn't really excite me and a lot of people, even on social media. So considering that I use the car for, like, you know, marketing and demonstration and stuff like that on the channel, and also on my social media feeds, I kind of wanted something that was going to be a little bit more popular, a little bit more well-received, and the color, and this thing is freaking, whether it's controversial, whether you love it or hate it, it's still going to grab attention. But other than that, I mean, it's just been an awesome car. I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a hell of a lot of fun driving it daily, and it's really contributed to a couple of things. It's a great car. It's got great seats, great ergonomics, and the manual transmission. If this car was automatic, I know 95% of these things are automatic all-wheel drive X-Drives. If this was an automatic, I know for a fact I would never, ever have bought it, and I would still be driving my broken Giulia and being worried about getting stuck elsewhere. Now, if this car didn't come in a rear-wheel drive 6-speed manual, I'll tell you right now, I would have never have done the deal. And I probably would have bought the CT4V Blackwing, or I probably would have bought, I don't know, maybe I would look for like a 911 Turbo, or maybe a 911 GTS. I don't really know, but a 911 for me makes the most sense because I don't need a large car. Maybe that's going to be the car in the future. I don't know. But for now, I'm really enjoying this car. It's a phenomenal car, well-built, well-engineered, well-executed car. When you drive it and you live with it for a little while, you start to really appreciate how good the car is. And it's just steps above, you know, the quality of a Cadillac. It's definitely better quality versus the Alfa Romeo. Definitely better quality than the Mercedes-Benz, you know, C63. Those cars are made, I think, in America still. This car is built like a tank. The fit and finish is great. The performance is great. Now, a couple of things that I want to improve on it. I just did the Eibach front-only springs. I'm going to be changing it. I'm going to be doing the H&R kit. Also, FYI, I got this carbon fiber wheel arch, if anybody's interested. when you hit bad bumps, New York bumps, because I live in a cesspool over here, this does rub a little bit in comfort mode. When you put it in Sport or Sport Plus, it doesn't rub because it actually increases the compression and rebound of the shock absorbers. So I want to get the car a little bit tighter. I want to get the car a little bit stiffer, a little bit tighter, and I want to get these all-season tires off. Now, apparently I bought the all-seasons as a total pinch because there weren't no winter tires available, and this car's got a weird stagger. You got a 19 and a 20. Nothing was available, so this was the only option, was these Michelin Pilot Sport 4 all seasons. So I'm going to be pulling these tires off. I'm going to be selling them. I may go with a Pilot 4S. Maybe I'll do a Cup 2. Maybe I'll try to find the tires, if I can get availability, of the tires that come on the M4 CSL. That would probably be a great tire to throw out here just for more performance. But we'll see what happens as time permits. But the next video, like I said, when time permits and when I can find a safe location to do it, I want to do a review on the full Remus race exhaust. And also, if you go to the AutoFanatic website, I got the Sprint filters listed in the web store, so if you guys want the standard version or the F1 version, I have those in the store and they're coming in stock right now. And also the Remus exhaust systems, I'm a dealer and I can import these if anybody out there wants them, because these are not EPA compliant. And the Remus importer, and also like, what do they call, Turn 14 and all these retailers, they will not get you this exhaust. They'll sell you the back section, but they're not going to sell you the full exhaust. And I wanted the full exhaust after I saw Shmee's video. I said, if I'm doing it, I'm going extreme. If you get a little bit of drone between, like, 2200 and 2800, but my solution to that is just drive faster. That's it. Downshift and drive faster and don't sit in the drone zone. But other than that, thanks for watching the video. This is an updated video. The service was phenomenal. If you guys want to see a specific video on the service department that I use and where I bought the car, let me know. Post in the comments below. I want to talk to the general manager, and I really want to shoot a video rolling up to the department, checking in the car, from start to finish. I really want to show you how incredible and efficient this service department was. After 5+ years of dealing with horrible service from Alfa Romeo, it was like a breath of fresh air. No more anxiety. I'm not really concerned about it. But the car is pretty much bulletproof. I'm going to do all the maintenance myself. I'm not going to be doing an oil change once a year, every 10,000 miles. I'm going to probably do it every 3,000 to 4,000 miles. And I'm also going to do the diff fluid, all of that. It's just so easy to work on. It just doesn't make sense to go to the dealer. But if anything does happen, I feel confident now that I'm going to have the support. So thanks again for watching. Thanks again for staying tuned for more G80 BMW content. If you guys want to see anything specific, post it in the comments below. Also, as the weather warms up, I'm going to be doing a detail video series. We're going to be doing a full paint correction on the car, including the carbon fiber roof. We're going to pull the wheels off. We're going to have the car up in the air. We're going to pressure wash and clean everything. And I'm also going to do some rust prevention on some hardware and bolts under the car to start getting some flash rust. I'm going to show you some process on that as well. We'll do an engine bay clean. We'll do a full interior clean and condition. So those videos are going to be coming soon. It's like I said, it's the winter, whatever winter we have, eases up probably by March or April. And stay tuned, and I'll post those videos on the channel soon. And I'll see you guys for the next one real soon. I'm going to get back in. I'm going to enjoy the drive because this car is fun as hell. Rolling through those gears and blasting and annoying everybody with this Remus exhaust in public. It's a hell of a lot of fun. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys soon.